Greetings and welcome to Matrix Unlocked 24. Now, I'm sure it cannot have failed to have come to your attention, whether it be on social media or just from observation. There's numerous posts and talk about cloud seeding, chemtrails, great clouds in the sky, floods. Said about music had its frequency changed from 432 to 440, and geometrically that gives a bad distorted image. Well, it seems to be the same pattern with weather. So I'm going to be king, and I am asking, because I can't do this on my own. I need your help with this. Anybody with any healing abilities. If you are suffering from floods or droughts, well, start manifesting and radiating out an energy. The mind is a very powerful tool we can use. You create in thought and you can project this out. It doesn't matter whether you feel you can do this or not. Just do it anyway, because you won't know unless you try. Something else that came out on a Facebook post earlier was about raising Lazarus, Christ raising Lazarus. Well, the Christus within. So lift yourself, because you're being lazy if you don't. If all the disciples and all the 12 star signs and everything else is within, so why isn't this? Again, another story that is showing you it's an allegorical story. It is an extension of yourself. If you are not prepared to put the effort in yourself, you're not going to get anything out of it. And then, yes, you will be dead, in spiritually and in every other way. But yes, and that will change a lot of things. Look, if they can do it with weather manipulation and cloud seeding and things, well, we've got spiritual energy. And what is spirit? Is that not the wind? As Christine said, holographic multiverse as well. The water is just a 3D manifestation of spirit, and look how what water does. It's a flow. So this is a spiritual flow, and wind flows as well, don't forget. So we can just alter the dynamics of everything with this, and we can get rid of a lot of hardship. It will create not just a positive energy, it will have positive results, because an area that is suffering from a drought will now have water. Things will begin to grow again. Animals will not be dehydrated and dying from dehydration. Where there's floods, we're just shifting things about and putting them back. It's like the mess. The things need picking up and putting back, so we're not all tripping over them. And we can create this better world just simply by changing the weather. It's always about listening to a weatherman and these scripted reports, and forget what they're saying, because it's been shown with California, the wind is not causing these fires at all. And although there is some wind, but we can just calm this weather right down and put the things where they need to go. Send the rain where there's a drought. Send the sunshine. Disperse the clouds where it needs to be to dry up some of the areas that have got too much water, and share things out equally. That's metaphorical, that's physical, that's everything. But again, I've just had a message. I got a message yesterday. The lady that was in the coma has I think it's liver had failed again. Her liver had failed again, or it might be kidneys. I can't remember which. But I said, leave it with me. We'll sort this out. Sure enough, the organs are functioning again. So good sign there. And look, if that can be done just by myself through channeling energy, then think what we can do collectively. I mean, it's got to be worth a go, isn't it? I did send a message to Nicole Sorry, Nicole, I'm singling you out here because you are so good at the meditations, and I know that the energy that comes from that, doesn't matter if it's only like 2 or 3 people, but the collective energy is stronger. And this is all about mutual benefit, because we all do benefit from this benevolence. And this is again a non-aggressive, just turning things round and calming that weather down, because we don't want to be rocked with emotions, and you stir the wind up and then that's causing waves and things. And we are vessels within a vessel. We are a citizen ship. We are vessels in the sense of the body. We're on a vessel. It's water within water within water. It's a repeat pattern. It's almost like we're cloning ourselves. The vessel has become a fractalized vessel, and so on. So we don't really want to be on choppy waters. We want to be on prosperous, calm seas and prosperous voyage, because prosper us, the Christus, the prosper us. It's all us. It's always been about us. And the deception has been to hide it. You can sit back and wait for something to come along and save you, or you can be your own savior. And this is, I think, the better. Why wait? Let's do this now together. Comments. Greetings, South. I can't. Was it Lover Pet? From South Texas. I thought that might be somebody else there. The Lava U, my friend who does Lava U. It's using volcanic lava and making fantastic sculptures and things, and it's an abundant source, and that's definitely a way forward. Hopefully, that person. I can't say anything, and it would be unfair to sort of single them out unless if they may come in and comment or contact me direct, and if you want a free plug and a shout out to encourage that, then do so, because I'm quite happy to do it. Freely given, sharing is caring always. And yes, let's change the weather. Let's create the world we want, and let's start with the weather. If we calm that down, you know that feeling when you can feel sunshine, and it doesn't have to actually be out. It like happened to me yesterday, well, and today really. It still feels like the sun is shining, although it's got dark and the blinds are down. But that euphoric feeling that comes with that, of feeling better about everything. And like I said on the last video, this is like 3 days on the trot now of this positive, something has just clicked and this energy has changed, and let's capitalize on that, capitalize in the right way, not in the legal fiction sense, like with birth certificates and your name's always in block capitals. Let's capitalize for ourselves. Let's take the power back. Let's start with the weather, because everybody moans about the weather anyway. So let's make the most of it. And see, positive video again. Has to be. There was something else. Yeah, I was going to mention about hair as well, because that is a key. We're encouraged to have our hair cut, and it's all playing to the ego. And there's a reason for hair. It doesn't just grow on your head for no reason. It has roots. A tree has roots. We look up to trees. This is their world. We are just the guests. They are showing us. Nature is a brilliant teacher. And you've got, it was Martin Leaker who mentioned on a video, I will try and remember to put the link into this. Now, there are spiders that travel thousands of miles. And as Martin put it, which was brilliant, was webs spun on sky hooks. It's the bristles on their legs. They're working like an antenna. And you can also see all these knobbly bits on these old Total structures is working on the same principle, harnessing this magnetic, natural, free energy that we should all have. And this is why they want us to cut the hair. Now, I can give further proof of this with Vietnam in 1965, when the US Marines were sent out to find expert trackers amongst the tribal people of the United States. And they did have a proven record, but as soon as they got out to Vietnam, they were absolutely useless. And the older one said, it's because you've given us regulation army haircuts and you've taken away our sixth sense. And that is exactly what it is. It's an antenna. That feeling that, or that saying about, oh, that all the hairs stood up on the back of my neck. Well, that's an electrical charge. Look at the way when a dog gets angry, the fur goes up on the back. Cats' fur will spring out as well. It's all electrical energy from within, and we've got this potential. We've never lost it. It's just the deception has been to hide part of this power that we have always had. I mean, if you think about even the sort of the biblical stories, it's like this Satan was not happy at the idea of having to something it's equal with humanity. Well, there's a big clue there. I mean, that Satan is, or this whole idea of evil is based on deception, and ours is based on the foundation of the heart. It is the heart of everything, is where everything happens. And it's a true foundation. As also, as Christine mentions, Jesus talking to the Essenes. Well, look at what the Essenes are, the energy senses, which we've all got. So again, just like everything else, it's a metaphorical reference. It's your higher self talking to you. It's not separate beings. This has always been the deception. It's all going on within inside of each and every one of us. Yeah, hair is our antenna. I like to think of it as a dream catcher as well, but I'm sure there are hair bands mixed up in this, and that is another thing I must say. Can you imagine what it is like for me when I have a bad hair day? I mean, there's a lot of hair, and I don't want a bad hair day. I'm sure there's combs and brushes stuck in here somewhere, probably even a car. It has been said that I double in body weight when I get my hair wet, which is probably true. I'm going to set the scales to put that to the test, but thought I'd end on a humorous note there. But yeah, let's put this do it as an experiment. We've got nothing to lose. Let's try and heal and calm the weather and bring some positive vibes into a physical form in this reality and change the world. We can do this. There's so much talk about cloud seeding and all the negative aspects. Well, there's always a positive aspect. So let's go for the positive aspect and do positive cloud seeding the way we want it, not the way this control system wants it. That has got to be the way forward. Oh, I won't ever cut my hair. I don't know if it's still growing. I mean, it goes wavy and then seems to sort of retract back, and then I do have to kind of get rather tangled up otherwise. And I even save my hair. I put it into empty coffee jars, and I use it. You know, when you go in the garden centres and you've always got the little plants in the pots on their own racks, and they've got this matting. Well, I found when I used to do gardening in the summer, I'd wet my hair or wash my hair, and then I'd tie it up. And 12 hours later, it was still wet. And I thought, hair retains moisture. I can use this. I can recycle this rather than adding it into a landfill. I can put it to good use. I can also throw it out in the garden for the birds to use. It's giving back to Mother Nature, because I'm thinking all this hair, I mean, I can get like a tennis ball when I brush it, come out. And it's like, well, what am I going to do with it? It's another case of I'm going to find a use for this, and it does. It retains water. It's brilliant to put under plant pots and things. I put some in the bottom of the plant pot to aid drainage as well, with a bit of sand and a bit of stones. We've gone into an overlap into gardening here, but it's all connected in anyway. As Nicole said, we're here to have fun, and I like trying to find inventive ways to give back to Mother Earth rather than because it's all about take. Think about just the mining, the extracting of diamonds and all the minerals, and they just leave holes and we're turned into Swiss cheese. Well, no wonder there's so many sinkholes, because they've never put anything back. It's always been theft and taking, and never, not even a thank you, but back to Mother Earth. And this is what's so wrong. That's another thing where we can change the balance. And just by saying thank you, that's a powerful word to use. And thank you, Mother Earth, because that's what gives us the life to go through the experiences we're meant to go through while we're here. So, oh, right, hair is nutrition for plants. Never thought of that. Excellent. See, I learned something. It's never just one-way traffic with this, and that will be retained up here now. it will be go into a compartment. I don't actually have to hold it in the head, because it is this spiritual awakening is about letting go. It's letting go of the sentimental, letting go of all the things we accumulate and clutter and we're encouraged to have that we don't actually need. All these things to make us happy, when we should be looking for the happiness inside anyway. So this is the mental version. That word fundamental, well, if I'm going to fund a mental, I want to fund a mental idea that is a positive one, not a fake wealth one. So another interesting word there out of all this. Anyway, how far? Oh, what are we up to? 17 minutes. That's long enough. I didn't intend to make a second video, but it was another download and talking to other people, and it just came again. Think also numerous times how you get the skull, as in Skull and Bones and pirate ships, and association with death. And obviously it's got no hair, no antenna. And oh, that was another thing. I remember a few years ago, I was saying, why is all this coming from China? Made in China, made in China. Well, that's nothing new. It's shoddy. It's not very good quality. And the only answer I could get is, oh, because they're the up and coming economy. Well, nobody asked me if I wanted that. I was quite happy with what we've got. But then think back to tea and East India Tea Company and the very dubious past of that, and everything that's associated with it, and the enslavement and the British Empire. And what do you make tea in? Bone china teapots. So you're making tea in China. So it's the same story repeated over and over again. It's like, I'm fed up. We're going around in this loopy English circles of this, and we're not getting anywhere. That's not the world I want. I want somewhere nice, somewhere positive, somewhere happy, somewhere where I know that we can go back to the days you haven't got to lock your front door for fear of somebody stealing from something from you, because they're picking an easy target. They're not facing the problem and they're not facing up to the reality of what's created that. They're not going to the source of the problem. They're just going for an easy target, going for somebody elderly and stealing something from them, or holding a knife against somebody else. That's ridiculous. That's humanity, divide and conquer, fighting amongst itself. Which reminds me, Santos Bonacci posted up about himself and somebody else somebody tried to murder them. That I know is awful, but the fact he's posted it with, no, he's okay. I don't know the circumstances beyond that, so I can't even comment on it. But even that, there is a flip side, because I can't really think of anybody more central to this awakening than Santos Bonacci, and the syncretism, and how he is very brilliantly put everything together and explained how everything works. And that in some ways is a huge compliment, but at the same time, what a pathetic attempt compared to what they say they can do with like this Julian Assange thing plastered all over the place. I can't help but wondering, is that just more theatre? I don't know one way or the other, because I've heard both sides of this, but Santos Bonacci, completely different, and is really telling it how it really is. And just a knife attack, I mean, that's pathetic. I'm not wishing him any harm, no way, anything but it just shows how pathetic this dark side is. I mean, giving people 30-day bans because you've posted something that the controllers of Facebook do not like, or shutting down a YouTube channel for the same reason. It's pretty pathetic, and it's the Spartacus effect. There are more and more people waking up anyway, so they're just wasting their time. The important thing is to take it as a compliment and don't give a negative energy to it and get angry with it if necessary. If you feel a burning desire to get a message out, then set up another account. Just keep doing that. Because they keep trying anyway, but rise above it and keep positive. Anyway, I am going to go now, and thank you very much for joining me. Billy Daly, yes, we can do this, definitely. I'm going to go through these comments while you're here. When I see chemtrails in the sky, I focus on them and reprogram them through it. Yes, brilliant idea. That's another good one. See, thank you. That's that's another very good thing. Focus with the mind and change these chemtrails into something positive. Blast out an energy at them and disperse them, or change the balance to them. That's nice getting a thank you comment. Yeah, always look both sides to these things. They're always very quick to push the negative side, but there's always an equal and opposite, I think is the saying in the physical, or the equations, was it Einstein? So therefore, well, yeah, that's true. Well, if there's a negative, there must be a positive as well. So we just got to look for it. It's just changing perspective. It doesn't change what it is. It just changes how we view it and the energy we then give into it, because this is all at an energy level, and that is where we're going to win this, or we have won this already. So, yay. Christine, thank you for joining as well. Yeah, I'm going to give you a shout out. Christine on the Holographic Multiverse channel. Do watch her presentations. They are absolutely brilliant and a very concise, perfect explanation of how this really is a matrix and what we're here for and how we can change it. So I don't think you'll get it summed up any easier, because it is a complex subject when just think about the topics I've just covered just on this, 23 minutes. I did say I was going to go, didn't I? But I think I've caught up with all the comments now. Anyway, yes, so wish you all a wonderful day. We can do this. We've won this anyway. This is just another way, because people want answers. Well, if I've got something that come to me, then I've got to share it, because plant some seeds, plant some ideas. There's this cloud seeding already, see? Okay, thank you very much. Oh, ta-ta for now, I must say as well. There we go.